The internet has a pattern. It discovers SSBBW and plus-size models. It builds them into cultural phenomena. Then, at the exact moment of maximum visibility, it finds a reason to erase them. Gemma Walshe knows this pattern from the inside. Born in England on April 22, 1988, of Jamaican and Irish descent, she moved to New York City in 2008 and built a BBW and plus-size fashion platform that reached 2.8 million Instagram followers. She was among the most widely followed SSBBW and curvy plus-size model creators the English-speaking world had produced. Her full-figured BBW body confidence was documented across years of plus-size women fashion lookbook content that gave millions of women something the fashion industry had withheld from plus-size models for decades. In October 2021 she dressed as Catwoman for Halloween. The response was not about the costume. It was about her SSBBW and curvy plus-size model body inside it. The internet decided that a full-figured BBW plus-size model inhabiting that iconic visual territory without the apologetic footnote the fashion industry spent decades attaching to plus-size models was simply too much. The comments came. She deleted her Instagram. 2.8 million followers. Gone. Kia Song Yeon, known across platforms as _Cree, was a South Korean SSBBW and curvy plus-size model in her mid-20s whose BBW and plus-size fashion presence was so visually extraordinary that platforms refused to accept she was real. She must be artificial. She looked like anime. A curvy plus-size model and full-figured SSBBW woman from South Korea whose body did not conform to what the plus-size model space had decided was visually possible was, by the logic of the dismissal, impossible. Kia Song Yeon tried to confirm her existence. She was Korean. The conversation happened in English. The language gap the platforms gave her no tools to cross became the mechanism of her deletion. She disappeared. 2 SSBBW and curvy plus-size model women. Deleted by different forces, the same logic underneath, that BBW and plus-size models, at certain levels of visibility, become too much to be permitted to stay. Nondumiso Mthethwa did not disappear. Her handle is Nondumiso_. She is South African. Late 30s. SSBBW and plus-size fashion creator, body positivity advocate, and skincare personality with 64,600 followers, 239 posts, and 5 global brand partnerships including L'Oreal, Pantene Pro-V, SHEIN, SHEINcurve, and TEMU in her public highlights. A BBW and curvy plus-size model building plus-size women fashion lookbook content from South Africa, under a bio of 1 sentence that explains precisely why she is still here when others were not. Simplicity is the key to happiness. Welcome to CurveWalk Studio. If you found this through the Curve files on Spotify, welcome to the visual version. The full plus-size model biography playlist is in the description below. This video is a respectful biography and lifestyle documentary profile created for public interest and entertainment purposes. All content is grounded in publicly available and created biographical sources. Not intended to misrepresent any individual. Who is Nondumiso Mthethwa? She's a late-30s South African SSBBW and plus-size fashion creator, body positivity advocate, and skincare personality whose Instagram at Nondumiso_. carries 64,600 followers across 239 posts and 2,447 accounts following. Her 3 creative pillars: plus-size fashion, body positivity, skincare. Her YouTube channel Nondumiso extends her SSBBW and curvy plus-size model and plus-size women fashion lookbook content into longer format. Endorsed by +_African_Queens. 5 global brands made independent commercial decisions all pointing toward the same South African BBW and full-figured plus-size model, unlike Gemma Walshe, who built 2.8 million followers as a BBW and SSBBW plus-size model and was erased at maximum visibility. Nondumiso Mthethwa built slowly and deliberately, without the singular headline moment that draws the category of attention that erases. Unlike Kia Song Yeon, _Cree, dismissed for existing in a body the platforms decided was implausible, she built in a register the platforms have no existing mechanism to classify as too much. Simplicity is harder to delete than 2.8 million followers. How old is Nondumiso Mthethwa? She is in her late 30s in 2026. Late-30s for a South African SSBBW and curvy plus-size model who has sustained 5 global brand partnerships across the 239-post archive is the age of someone who finished the internal conversation privately before the platform existed to broadcast its conclusions. Gemma Walshe was 33 at the height of 2.8 million BBW and plus-size fashion followers when the Catwoman moment ended it. Nondumiso Mthethwa is in her late 30s and still building. The longevity is the argument. Staying is a creative position. She holds it. What do 5 global brand partnerships at 64,600 followers actually mean? 5. L'Oreal, Pantene Pro-V, SHEIN, SHEINcurve, TEMU. 5 global brands making independent commercial decisions, all arriving at the same South African SSBBW and curvy plus-size model creator with 64,600 followers. Most BBW and plus-size models at this following size carry 0 global brand partnerships. The commercial threshold for brands at L'Oreal and Pantene Pro-V's operational scale typically sits at odd and sizes that multiply Nondumiso Mthethwa following several times over. Both made the partnership decision anyway. Both remain visible in the highlights. L'Oreal and Pantene Pro-V do not partner with SSBBW and plus-size models for optics. They partner for commercial return. Return in beauty and personal care is produced by one quality above all others: audience trust. When a BBW and curvy plus-size model creator's community trusts her skincare recommendations deeply enough to convert to commercial action, the brand renews. SHEINcurve, the dedicated plus-size women fashion arm of a global platform, shows Nondumiso Mthethwa over plus-size models with larger followings. Audience quality over quantity. 5 brands. 64,600 followers. The partnerships are the authenticity signature of this biography. What is the creative identity behind Nondumiso Mthethwa and why does simplicity function as editorial policy rather than tagline? In the SSBBW and curvy plus-size model content space, the dominant creative impulse is volume. More BBW and plus-size women fashion lookbook uploads. More platform presence. More of the full-figured plus-size model identity at escalating frequency. Nondumiso Mthethwa made the opposite decision. 239 posts. 3 pillars. 1 sentence in the bio. The SSBBW and plus-size women fashion lookbook spread across those 239 posts is the visual record of a South African curvy plus-size model's relationship with clothing built in South Africa's own aesthetic and cultural language rather than a borrowed fashion capital's vocabulary. Each look in the plus-size women fashion lookbook is a considered decision. Color chosen because she genuinely loves it. Silhouettes that serve the full-figured BBW and SSBBW body she inhabits rather than the body the fashion industry imagined should be managed. The lookbook does not apologize for the body inside the clothing. It treats the body as the point. The skincare pillar bridges plus-size fashion and personal blog with the specificity of someone who learned that caring for one thing properly produces better results than rushing through many carelessly. That philosophy is not separate from simplicity is the key to happiness. It is the same thesis applied to the skin rather than the platform. L'Oreal and Pantene Pro-V assessed the trust the South African BBW and plus-size model community placed in those recommendations and made the commercial confirmation. 2,447 following. This SSBBW and curvy plus-size model follows 2,447 accounts because this community is her network before it is her audience. The +_African_Queens endorsement confirms consistent presence inside community infrastructure the platform metrics cannot capture. Here is the question for the community watching this biography and listening to the Curve files on Spotify. Gemma Walshe built 2.8 million followers as a BBW and SSBBW plus-size model and was erased after one Halloween costume. Kia Song Yeon, Scapoli_Cree, built an extraordinary SSBBW and curvy plus-size model platform and was dismissed as not real. Nondumiso Mthethwa built 64,600 followers, 5 global brand partnerships, and 239 posts from South Africa and remained in the BBW and plus-size models and body positivity creator space. Does building slowly and simply produce more durable platform longevity than building fast to maximum visibility? Leave your real answer below. What does Nondumiso Mthethwa deliver to the South African and global SSBBW and plus-size fashion audience? The three-pillar structure serves the whole person rather than only the styled moment. The BBW and plus-size women fashion lookbook content documents a South African SSBBW and curvy plus-size models' relationship with clothing in South Africa's own visual and cultural reality. The body positivity content runs through both plus-size fashion and skincare pillars because a BBW and plus-size model's relationship with her skin and her wardrobe are the same conversation held in different rooms. The seasonal SSBBW and curvy plus-size model lookbook footage across the feed carries South Africa's light, texture, and color energy in every frame. It is not a backdrop. It is the visual language her BBW and plus-size women fashion lookbook content thinks in. Styling decisions made for the full-figured SSBBW body in South Africa's actual cultural context rather than in the imagined setting of a fashion capital the content was not made in. That distinction is visible in every piece of lookbook content in the archive. The clothes belong to this body in this place. The YouTube channel at Nondumiso extends the content into long-format brand partners value when Instagram is insufficient. The audience searching for Gemma Walshe now finds a deleted account. The audience searching for Kia Song Yeon, first _Cree, finds the same absence. The BBW and SSBBW plus-size models audience that those deletions left without creators they were following finds. In the South African curvy plus-size model space, a creator who continued building while others were erased. Nondumiso Mthethwa continued. 239 posts and 5 global brand partnerships is what continuation looks like. How does she sit within the broader SSBBW and plus-size models archive? The CurveWalk Studio archive has documented BBW and plus-size models from Tennessee, London, Florida, Panama, India, West Africa, and Brazil. Gracie Bon reset what viral SSBBW and plus-size model scale looks like globally. Shilpa Sethi built the South Asian curvy plus-size model intersection at 15.4 million followers. Lynn Williams built the SSBBW Chattanooga platform on a 57:1 Instagram view ratio. Lauren Butler built 4,061 posts and 3.5 million followers on Love of Life. Camila Ranera and Lico Lopes introduced the Brazilian BBW creator community model. Mariesi brought West African dual cultural identity to curvy plus-size model biography at 24. None of them built in South Africa. None of them built against the backdrop of Gemma Walshe's deletion and Kia Song Yeon's dismissal and still showed up the next morning with a new SSBBW and plus-size women fashion lookbook post. Nondumiso Mthethwa did. That territory belongs to her alone in this archive. What is her commercial position in 2026? 5 global brand partnerships built from 64,600 followers represent a foundation most BBW and SSBBW plus-size models at this follower size have not constructed. The YouTube channel provides the long-form commercial surface partners need. 239 posts of consistent SSBBW and plus-size women fashion and body positivity content builds the archival credibility that sustains brand relationships past the first campaign cycle. The PR and collaborations contact in her bio signals active commercial availability across both platforms. What that 5 brand infrastructure looks like at 100,000 followers. With the BBW and curvy plus-size model lookbook archive and brand relationship history already confirmed, is not a question the current data can answer conservatively. The second question for the community. The CurveWalk Studio archive has now documented BBW and SSBBW and curvy plus-size model creators from South Africa, Brazil, the United States, the United Kingdom, Panama, India, and West Africa. Which other BBW or SSBBW curvy plus-size model creator was deleted, suppressed, or dismissed in a way this community believes deserves to be documented and remembered? Name them in the comments. The Curve Files on Spotify exists precisely to give the full account to the stories the platforms decided not to keep. Nondumiso Mthethwa. Nondumiso_. Late-30s. South Africa. 64,600 followers. 239 posts. 5 global brand partnerships. Endorsed by +_African_Queens. SSBBW and plus-size fashion, body positivity, and skincare from South Africa, built simply, sustained quietly, never deleted. Gemma Walshe had 2.8 million followers as one of the most searched BBW and plus-size models online. Gone. Kia Song Yeon had one of the most extraordinary SSBBW and curvy plus-size model presences the platform encountered happily_cre. Dismissed. Nondumiso Mthethwa has 64,600 followers and 5 global brands in her highlights, and a sentence that explains the whole thing. Simplicity is the key to happiness. It is also, it turns out, the key to staying. Before the next video, Mariasi from Ghana and Liberia built her West African BBW and curvy plus-size model platform on everything homegrown. Kia Song Yeon was dismissed as not real. Mariasi's philosophy is the counter-government at full force. Her biography is in the playlist. Watch it and decide whether homegrown is the answer to the platforms that delete what they cannot categorize. Subscribe to CurveWalk Studio. Find the Curve files on Spotify. A full plus-size model biography playlist is in the description. Share this with someone who needs to know all 3 of these stories exist.